Good morning, everybody. Happy April Fool's Day. Don't believe anything you see out there on X, especially from Cantonese Cat and XRP. Don't believe that at all.
That's a good warning for April Fool's Day.
Yeah. And don't believe this market either. Don't believe it. No.
I don't know. It's been pretty. It's everyone's like gunning for, you know, the reason why we get all these price gaps is because price is in a real hurry to test each of these levels. They go so fast that they gap up overnight, and they'll gap down overnight, gap up overnight, and indeed we opened with another gap up overnight, which seems likely to fill down. We'll address that when we get there. So without further ado, Matt, how would you take us through the
Yeah.
indices?
Yeah, we'll see. I'll check out that daily chart for SPY just so we can see what these gaps are going to look like, maybe. And on the daily chart, it doesn't look like it's going to be a gap or anything. It's just going to fill in, and it's an inside candle of yesterday. But yeah, it could come back down to this 465 right here. And I just wanted to point that out as an important zone, simply for the fact that it's been an important zone basically since June of 2024 back here. And it's back in this territory where price can stabilize. And I think it really has the potential to stabilize. So that's going to be the main focus. But it is down a little bit pre market. So 465.03 is my target that I'm looking at for support to hold throughout the week. So that'll be the focus for the Q. This is QQQ. Yeah, I started with QQQ today, not SPY. But that's the QQQ. So this is just fine, right? I want to see it maintain the 465, and if it does, then it'll be fine. So SPY now. This is also going down a little bit pre-market, day over day, but this is a super important zone. And also, it's a very important zone since June of 2024 as well. Was a resistance down there, a V bottom, then kind of another support zone back in 2024 of September, and now it's back testing that. Actually, yesterday yesterday was the first time, right? Even back in March 13th, it did not even touch it. So perhaps that's why we had to make one last lower low to get that liquidity below and touch it before going higher. But again, pre-market, we are sitting a little bit negative. So does it need to come back all the way down here and retest it? We'll find out, right? We'll find out. But that is going to be the support zone for the rest of the week that I'll be watching for SPY 548. And the IWM is showing more and more weakness. But if you just look at the fib zone here, and we can zoom out a little bit just to show you how important this 50% fib was, it's all the way back here from July of 2023. This one has a longer history of being important, really. And we can see that price has been gravitating around there throughout the year of 2024, and it just went there again, got a little bit more liquidity below, and it's actually right around that zone still, right? So that is 198.80, and price is still even above it pre-market. So I'll be watching that and only that for the SP or for the IWM in order to see if it can really continue its journey higher.
And then how about let's do the Bitcoin roundup as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Bitcoin. So here we are with Bitcoin. This is the monthly chart. I just wanted to show you how the monthly candle closed yesterday, and it closed below the 1.272. So that was something I wanted to see close above, but it didn't. But the good thing is it's still above the conversion line there, and that's 79,467. So the monthly candles still not really slowing are showing any loss of momentum on the high time frame here. So that's something very optimistic about Bitcoin. And then if we go to the daily chart here for Bitcoin, it's trying to get some momentum back. It's trying to get back above the baseline and the conversion line. But the good thing is I'm just going to be watching this 1.272, the 83,558. So I want price to stabilize on top of it. I want price to eventually get into the daily Ichimoku cloud and then continue higher. But so far, lots of resistance above, but try to stabilize on top of 83,558, and this could have a chance.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah,
Let's
sure would.
see. I've got let me show you my SPY chart. This is a 4-hour SPY chart that I was posting yesterday for my subscribers. Um, yeah, basically, I was just looking at these fib extensions off of the 218 low to the 479 high to the 348 higher low. And this is 76.4% of it. And that is exactly where it wicked through and then found support and then bounced right back up again. So this 548 was at 76.4 fib. And you can see it went back up to 560. And now it's right around 5. It's at 556 now. So the question is this an A, B, C going up into my A? Maybe, hopefully. I did this is these numbers right here are retraced from the 546.87 low back towards the 576.42 high right here. So this is a 50% retrace, 236.786. It doesn't have to go this low. You could just do like that. I mean, this almost could be the whole AB right there, but I just want to see how it works out here. If it stalls out, see my A is also right here where this Ichimoku 4-hour baseline is, so it could go off that, come back down, and then run up again. So these are my levels that I'm looking for in the SPY. Bitcoin. Is this the chart I wanted to show you? We never got the rematch I was looking for last Sunday. It decided to go down instead of up. This is the trend line that it's stuck under on the upper side. And it's got a new trend line that's stuck under on the bottom side here. But yeah, I think it's triangulating. The Ichimoku seems to want it to gravitate. It's going into this 8-hour cloud, the green cloud, so maybe we can turn this into support. So let's see if it can finally get over this trend line and go up from there. And then here's my Tesla chart. Just the shorter, the very, very short term version of this, from the 215.01 bottom to this 291.85 most recent. Actually, it went a little higher. This is unusual, but not unheard of. It's possible for sometimes it goes A, B, and the B is higher than where it started. It's crazy. It doesn't happen very often, but I'm going to count it that way just because it makes the most sense for me right here. A higher B, then the C down to 243.36. So I started, this is my wave one, whoops. Wave one, wave two. So now we're hopefully in wave three. And here's the wave extensions right here. I'm looking for minor one, minor two, all of wave three to 338. Wave four back down here to the 764. It's actually right there. 302, and then maybe this gets us back to 415 for the 2236. Before we do that, just off of the bottom, this local bottom here, the 240, 336, I'm counting this as an A, and I'm hoping this is one of these price caps we got. This little blue part here was this was yesterday's close, and then the pre-market opened with a gap up. So let's see if we can close this gap. This daily gap is actually that big. So maybe it just has to dip down a little bit. It could come as low as 257.12. And the reason why I drew these two arrows is I'm looking for a potential measured move. If the B to C wave is the same distance as the A wave, from filling the gap, it would take us up to 286.29, which is this 886 treatment. I know it's a loss, but from this bottom here, retracing to that B top, 88.6% of that would be right where this measured move up would go. So we either get, I'm looking for either the measured move up and then it comes back down for a higher low and I keep tracking it up, or it just does this 382.236. That's what I wrote. I'm watching each of these fib extensions. each of these, starting with the 382, the 50%, and the 618. And you can see there's a sell order block right between the 50% and the 618 extension going higher, which also lines up right with the middle of where the measured move is. So something like this. Now, let me show you this chart, which is a lot cleaner. Longer term chart, I'm hoping that 215.01 was the bottom. And so all of this to that 488 top to the 215 bottom gives us a smaller degree, 1, 2, and I'm hoping that the wave 3 tops out at 642, back to 100% for 493, and then to the 232 up here at 1,000. And that might take, I was hoping that this was going to be July of this year, but at this rate, it might not be until like December of this year. And I don't know, this might be 1,000 might have to take until next year or so. The thing we have to look out for, to worry about, is if this was a top and we're just getting an A, B, C lower. So, that you'll know when it gets really close to this. If it ever goes back towards this 215 again, I would definitely stop out there and watch and wait and see what happens. But I'm not looking for that. I'm just telling you what to look out for in case there really is like a, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? If there really is a big market, like a full market correction.
All right.
What else was I going to say? That's it. And the flip side of that is I'm hoping that all the fear about the tariffs on uh, Liberation Day and the fears of the low numbers coming out for deliveries in Tesla and earnings report at the end of April, I'm hoping that they'll be able to just say, oh, already priced in when we went down to 215. Now it sounds like I'm speaking out of both sides of my mouth, but I just want you to be prepared for what it could look like going up or going down. All right, and I'm done with that.
Yeah,
Matt,
and
back to you.
let's not forget, yeah, for Tesla too. Let's not forget the 50-week moving average is now at 272.91. So I'll be watching that for a resistance zone, the 272 zone. But that's all I really got to add on that one. But let's take a chart request here, and I have UMC on deck, and I will pull that up. And UMC, I guess they're in talks with GFS for a merger. Well, here's UMC, and this is looking like price just went right back up to the 50-week, the 100-week, and this 382 fib right here, the 745, got rejected massively and is coming back down. So it's kind of no surprise, lots of resistance above, and now it's even looking like it might even battle that baseline a little bit around the $7 mark. But we got some good support zone at this 236. So the 657 does look like a good place for support and has been holding for a while, for many weeks in a row. So just pay attention to that week over week. And I think it could continue higher, but it might take some time because lots of resistance above for this UMC chart. But all I really care about is holding that 657. And I think if that holds, it can go higher.
Let me just take a stab at UMC real quick. I haven't looked at this chart before, but just doing retracement. Let's do it this way. Retracement from this most recent. Let's just go to the highest high, actually, to this low. And, oh yeah, look, it did a 618 already. So this is just what I was suspecting. It did like an, let's call this A, B, C. And now the ABC is consolidating back down. But if it can just end up with a higher low, then this can be your extension from wave start here at 551 to wherever it finds support. So hypothetically, if it found support yesterday at 680, then we could look for something. I'm just with the fear in the markets, I'm going to start conservatively, and we'll do like a 382, 236, 618. No, I'm sorry. uh, 1236, 764, 2236. So if it wanted to bullishly extend from here, it could look like this. So let me make this a lot bigger so you guys can screenshot it if you're interested in it. Yeah, you want to see. So if that wave C actually was the wave one and the wave two is done at 680, you might go to 770, 735, 970, 860, and then 1205. And then overall, from where price is now to the top of wave three, that's a 40% move. To the top of wave five is a 73% move. And then let's just check in on the end market makers like it on the 8-hour chart. Let's just take a look at the weekly. Is it anemic in the weekly? A little more anemic on the weekly chart. On the daily, it's not bad. It's coming around 32%. But yeah, on the 8-hour chart, it looks a lot stronger. The market makers are buying this dip here. So there you go. United Microelectronics. And what could be ahead of it? And of course, if you're entering here, put your stop just below 680. That wave two back.
All right, guys. Well, yeah, we have another
Golden
request.
Parachute says Candy Cat just posted that Tesla is over.
Oh God, that cat! He's trolling everybody on X today.
Yes.
uh,
Don't believe it. It's April Fool's.
yeah. All right, I got DXYZ on mine, and I know you got a DXYZ chart as well, but I just have mine in a range. It's between the 4108 and the 3074. These two fibs right here, the 618 and the 50%, and it already retested the 50-week moving average, so maybe it does not need to go back there, but we can just see possibly it needs to consolidate in this zone for some time before it really wants to go higher. And you got the baseline and the conversion line up there blocking it as resistance too. So it's in a tight range here and between 30 and 41. And I guess that is a tight range for DXYZ. It's a volatile stock. But yeah, I mean, it's a huge breakout and it is consolidating at a higher range. So if it holds that 3074, I think it can really develop a nice foundation here before going higher. So that's the focus for me for DXYZ.
And then, yeah, let me do my DXYZ. I'll do it quickly here. The nice thing about DXYZ is after March 11th, it never made a new lower low, unlike some of the other stocks. So 2517 is my wave two bottom, and it simply made a higher high and a higher low, even though it looked a little scary there for a bit. If 3244 was the bottom and 2517 looks like it definitely was the bottom, conservatively, I'm looking for, well, we already had some resistance going over the 236 back below it. It's just sort of oscillating on the way up to my wave three minor degree wave one. So I'm looking for 5128 as resistance next. And then maybe it gets scared back down to 4130 again. But again, I'm just being conservative with this. It could, go as high as the 618 or the 764. You can even see there's a big a sell order block up here right between the 764 and the 618. Let's watch and see if it gets over the 382. If it does and starts to get closer to the 50% fib, which is right where this sell order block is too, by the way. See, the market makers go by the fibs as well. Let's just look one crime at a time. Let's look for 5128 as resistance first. And then if it sends it back, it'll send it back to 4130. And then on up eventually to 123.6 if it gets pushed back to 4130. And then that would be from where we are now, that's 41% higher just to the 382, 11% higher to the 764. This is one of the reasons why I like DXYZ so much right now. And if it went to the 123.6, that's 200% higher in price improvement from where it is right now. So DXYZ, I like it. I keep adding it. I'm back in it. There you go.
All right, very good. I got hymns ready right here. So on my HIMS chart, we can see that price kind of lost my arc here, lost the conversion, lost the baseline, lost the 1.272, and it came back up, flipped my bottom arc to a resistance, and that was a key to go lower. So does that mean it needs to retest all this down here, the 2540 or even the 50-week moving average, 2456? It's possible, right? But still, it's a very, very nice looking chart on the weekly charts because of this higher highs and higher lows. So it doesn't really matter even if it goes lower. I think what we're looking at for HIMS is just maybe some nice consolidation in this zone before it really tries to tackle the higher prices once again. So I think it's just doing the normal thing right here. And if we go to the fibs, and we can see that it did lose that 46.64 up here, but on the linear scale, what we saw was really just trying to battle this linear scale fib zone, the 1.272 and the 1.414, but it failed. So it's just probably going to be stuck in between the 25 and the 31 for some time until it really wants to get more bullish for that. So I think what we're looking at for HIMS is just wait and be patient as usual. So bullish structure, bullish chart, but just a huge breakout and a big back test, and that's what we're seeing now. But the Ichimoku cloud and all the other indicators and this angle right here is all indicating that the uptrend is still alive and the bull market is also still alive.
Yeah, I can show HIMS real quick as well. Thanks, Matt. Um, so the retracement from the 72.98 high back to my wave, what I way back up, it finished 5 ways up. It really extended a lot to the 300% fib extension to finish out its wave 5. Um, but basically, I kept looking for a bottom. It was still looking for a bottom as of just yesterday. But it came back to this 88.6% fib retracement. So if that holds, I've got this 2718 as the wave 2 bottom, wave start, wave 1, wave 2, fib extensions on the right. So let's see if it can get back to 49.91 for the 382. And if it stalls there, back to 41.22. So again, this is the more conservative 382, 236, 123.6, whoops, 64. I'm not going to bother showing you the top number there yet, or today. But I did want to point out sometimes when our price is going to behave. This is a decadal. This VWAP is anchored off of January 1st, 2020, and it seems was gravitating back towards the center line of that VWAP slot. I hope it's bottomed out at 27.18. You can see buy order blocks below. Just from a bottom, I would say. You're not going to miss out on too much if it keeps going up higher. Let's see, from where price is right now to this 382 is 69%. If you waited for it to get over this 8-hour moving average 200, it's like still 50% higher. I don't know, between 70 and 50%. I guess if you gamble and buy it now, just put your stop below 27.18. There, that's my HIMS chart. And I wanted to say for Jay, let's see. Oh, Jay Gonzalez, you did see the chart. I'm going to post that UMC chart in the comments of the of this show. So, in case you missed it there. So go ahead, Matt.
Okay. What does MicroStrategy look like when Bitcoin is at $1 million or $1? Well, well, I mean, MicroStrategy, it all depends. But if Bitcoin goes up to $1 million, that would be just over a 10x, right? So a 10x for MicroStrategy could be the same, right? Go up a lot more, way up here into the thousands, right? Maybe even the 2.272 up here, right? Yeah, maybe around that same price, the 2400s. But that could take a while to get there because not sure if Bitcoin's really ready to explode to $1 million anytime soon. But MicroStrategy on this weekly chart, we can see a couple things here that it's actually back below the conversion line. It's still kind of in the same range that it has been for well over a month, and that's
Oh,
the
I'm so sorry, Matt. I'm
oh,
sorry to interrupt you.
it's
It's
my
still on my
screen.
screen as
Yeah.
far as I can tell.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry.
I've been having
No, go ahead.
difficulties switching screens. April Fools, guys. No. But yeah, I wanted to
April
see it's
Fools.
the 2.272 is about 700% away up here. The 2434 up here. So this has potential to get there if Bitcoin did go to a million, right? But I don't know if that's going to happen anytime
Oh
soon
yeah.
because Bitcoin is going to be stuck maybe for a little bit more time. And I don't know if I see $1 million within the next few years. So that'll be later down the road. But MicroStrategy, it's still stuck, right? Now it's back under the conversion line. It's still in the same range that it has been for the past few months, really, right? In between the 245 and the 340 up there. That is their current range. So is it really ready to break out and continue its journey higher? Well, the chart is saying not yet. The chart is saying that it's just going to be stuck. So we got to watch this 340, right? The 340 is going to tell us if it wants to start to go higher and higher again. But until then, it's just in this same range right here. And we just got to be patient with it because could it come back down and retest levels below? Sure, it could. Could it come back and get rejected at resistance again? Yes. But for me, 340 is the line in the sand to get a lot more bullish. And what about you,
Wow.
Tracker?
In lieu of any more requests that I'm not seeing right now, let me just show you some of the other charts I'm excited about because they did not make a new lower low. Your DXYZ, March 11th, it made that higher high when Tesla went all the way up and then it came all the way back down again. DXYZ didn't do that. It stopped with a higher low yesterday, so that's looking pretty good. Another one I like is QBTS, this D-Wave Quantum, which isn't actually a quantum computing company. I think it's a drug company. But anyway, it also did not make uh, uh, a big lower low since. Oh no, wait, that's not right. What am I thinking of? No, that's right. That's right. Here's my 1-2, and it didn't make a lower low. It made a higher low. So it's working on, I think, um, 764382. So yeah, this should be headed for the 1382 next. So from where QBTS is right now at about 790, 785, I think it should be going to 1716 next. So that's a big 117% higher. So if you aren't in it and you're interested, you can enter it, and then you want to put your stop below. It really shouldn't go back. So I just put your stop at like 715 or so. Um, but yeah, otherwise, I think it could just keep running all the way up to 1716. And then I believe Rocket Lab is in the same boat. Yes, March 11th was the bottom. It was basically a double bottom, you can see here on my 8-hour candlestick chart. And after it ran up and then came back down, it made a higher low. So it still seems, it hasn't done the 382 at least yet. So why did I pick this? Is that because of the weekly chart? No, no. Let's just say to be conservative, I've got it drawn as 3406, but just let's see, make sure it does the 382 first. So look, watch out for 2718, then back to 2293, and then if it can do the 382236, then the 123.6 is up here at 5207. So regardless if it runs to 3406 or just 2718, if it runs back to 2293, 5207 is where I'd look for it next. And from where price is right now, just to the 382, that's 51% higher. Just to the 236 is 29% higher. And then if you happen to catch it now and go to the 1236, that's 192% higher. So Rocket Lab's looking pretty rockety as well right now. Yeah, Rocket Lab. Again, look for
And
2718
there is
as
a
the first step.
there is a request for
But
AI as well, so I got that on deck here. And also, do I recommend stops? I mean, it depends on your strategy. If you're doing short term, then yeah, stops can be beneficial. But if for me, I just like accumulation in the bullish trends, so I don't really do that. And I think a lot of stops there are targets for liquidity grabs, either to the upside for shorts or the downside for longs. So it's just depends, right? Depends on your strategy. But for me, I think I only use stops only for shorting the market when I see it's in a bear market. That's the only time I use them. But AI here, C3 AI. So here's my GAN. I actually have had this GAN for a while, and it's finally touched the 45-degree angle right here, which was the first time in a long time, right? So it's kind of been a big downtrend, a very sideways market for a couple of years here, and it's been maintaining this 236. So I think that's basically the line in the sand there, the 2012 for C3I to try to get more bullish. So the goal now is to just stay basically inside this little wedge, maybe, and then try to get more bullish in the weeks to come to break back out towards the 382 above. So I think it does look like it's closer to support than it is resistance, especially when you look at the previous resistance in the past back in 2022, and now that's all been flipped to a support. So I think it really does have a potential to be in a bottoming process for C3 AI before it really wants to try to continue higher. So yeah, just hold above that $20 range, and I think it'll be okay.
yeah, I'm not. I have nothing to add on C3AI. I think that pretty much sums it up. To me, it looks like it's just trying to
Yeah,
form. It's been building a base this entire time.
yeah.
Uh, yeah.
I see Kim appreciates life is long a lot of the big cap. I mean, I think I was gonna look at mags yesterday, and I didn't look at it yesterday, so I'll look at mags right here and just get an idea of what mags kind of looks like on the weekly chart with just basic indicators here. Uh, it's kind of at a support zone, right? It's really at the top of the cloud on the weekly chart. It's really trying to build a foundation here. It's also trying to just climb its way out of it. But we can put on some fibs from the bottom here just to the top and just see where that price is actually starting to challenge this 382. But it did close the day above it yesterday, and it is above it pre-market right now. So that's a good thing. So I think that's really the line to watch for mags, right? If 4561 can really stabilize on top of it, then I think it's got a shot at climbing out. But if it starts to get inside the cloud in the weeks to come and cannot stay above this 4561, then it's going to have a long ways to fall back to the low 40s or even below. So I think still with that, you got to be cautious, especially with the QQQ here. I'm not convinced 100% yet that it really wants to stay above this 465, but so far it is. So it has a chance for a recovery, but we got to see how it reacts when it gets back to resistance, because if price can't break above, then I think it might start making lower lows again. So everything else looks kind of fine for stabilization, but the QQQ and the mags, it looks a little bit iffy, especially after losing that 50-week moving average. That's kind of a warning sign to me whenever like a mega cap tech starts to lose the 50-week moving average. I think price has the potential to continue to drift lower after maybe coming back up, getting rejected, and then kind of rolling over after that. So we could see some kind of nice recovery, but maybe only back to resistance in the 48s. And then it could do something like this in the future and then just get a lot more bearish, right? So we got to be prepared for the worst for this. But the important thing is, in the meantime, hold support, and then we'll wait to see how it reacts when it gets back to resistance to see if it can break through or not.
I'm attempting to take a stab at Argy's request for REPYY. Um, this, this is the entire history in weekly candlesticks since I don't know, 1989 or so. It looked really good going off the start, but then it just kept making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. It didn't hold the like either. it's a retrace. Will I mean I wouldn't want to invest in this. It just looks like my money might get stuck for a very long time. I mean, could this be the bottom? Maybe, but every time they kept saying, "Oh, man, up and then fell over, ran up and fell over, ran up, and will it fall over again?" If you wanted to get in this, fine, get in, put your stop. Ooh, maybe this weekly Ichimoku baseline. Like, I really wouldn't want to stay on this very long. About $12.59 is where the Ichimoku weekly baseline is. Like, why even wait for it to come all the way back down here again? Um, yeah, and then what you want to see is for it to make a new higher high than 1767, which might take a while. That's all there is to say about this. This is not an exciting. It seems like it's on a long
Yeah.
path down to the
Yeah.
bottom yet.
It's no, not at all. So yeah, I'm the same way. Don't really care about that stock at all. But I think that'll do it for me today. Gonna go do my live stream for Patreon tier 4 people now. But I think Kat and I might
Yep.
do something tonight instead of the triumvirate. So if you guys stick around for 7:30 p.m. tonight, the Cat and the Mat could be back.
The cat in the mat. Yeah, sorry guys, I have a medical thing I've got to do tonight. It's nothing big. It's just a diagnostic ultrasound, and so it happened to get scheduled where the show usually happens. So sorry about that. But I'll be back next week on the Triumvirate show. Yeah, but enjoy Matt and Kat. They do a great show. I think I'm just comic
Thank
relief,
you,
actually.
Yeah, it is comic relief.
All right, thanks everybody. Good luck out there today. Things
Yeah, good
are
luck.
looking good. Just watch out for those gap fills from the pre-market, but that could happen really fast at the open.
Yep. All right, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
All right, see you tomorrow.